What's happening, guys? Jimmo here again, and today we're going to look at a few wrecks kicking around the shop, and you're going to check out one of these Fender paint jobs. We'll get around to it eventually. Wanted to show you what happens to plastic in the cold when you hit a curb or another car, and there's another one. We had some very, very cold weather up here and some ice storms in Ontario, which have really kick-started the collision industry again. You can see there's what my door looked like the one morning, and the rest of our streets. We had trees just kind of getting wet and freezing and bending over, coming down, smashing a lot of cars. Just carnage everywhere. So yeah, collision is booming in Ontario, and I'm sure some parts of the states and surrounding areas. And here is another huge job. We have $17,000 worth of damage, and it's a Jeep where the frame is being replaced in entirety. So it got smacked in the back. You can see maybe not the hitch right now, but you can see that's what happened to the frame. It split right in half because it was hit with such a force, and there is no safe way of repairing that, so we have to replace the frame. A lot of the times they would write a job off like this, but they decided to go ahead and fix it, and we're in the business to fix cars, so everybody's happy right now. And you can see the rest of it's pretty mangled. The back, the rear end panel is going to need to be replaced. The quarters, there will be a little bit of filler work. I'm not sure if they're buckled or not. I can't see it up there. I didn't really get a good look. A lot of the times when it's hit hard in the frame, the quarters can buckle and sometimes need to be replaced. So there's all kinds of large jobs kicking around the shop. And there's Nick doing something to the door. I'm not sure exactly what. And that's the job we're going to be working on today. I'm going to show you painting that. But first, here's another one I want to show you guys, which is a roof job on a Honda. So on this job here, well, I shouldn't say a roof job. We're doing the entire thing because a tree fell and just wiped the whole thing out. I wish I had some before pictures, but I don't. But there's a look at the roof that we did. We're going to do it in two steps. That was a massive roof, and it would have been really difficult to spray this entire job all at once. You can see I got these stands kind of propping me up to get around. My arm's getting tired because it's just such a big panel, sticking it out and extending it, making sure the hose doesn't dip down and wreck my paint job. But we got through this one, and it turned out pretty good. So yeah, let's move along here. Okay, so what we're into here is a used car repair, a Fender on a Dodge Caliber, an older one, and I don't have a huge amount of blending space for a silver. Actually, it's kind of par for the course. When you're blending something like this out, you need a little bit of room. PS2 usually has a lot of circle flake in it, which is a little bit tougher to blend out, but we're going to be okay because I know this color matches like bang on in BASF, which is what we're using. And some used cars, we've butt matched fenders to doors, and everybody was pretty happy with that. So I don't like to do it that way, but it's nice to know that if this blend didn't work out, if I ended up chasing the blend, that I could just color the whole thing and we'd get away with it. But what I'm going to do is just try to blend it and keep as much of the original color on the panel. So the process with BASF is 2.5 coats. So I'm going to put on my first coat, one wet over all of my primer here. I'm using my Iwata LPH 400 with the orange extreme cap, and it has a 1.4 on it. With Onyx, you can use up to a 1.5. They actually recommend a bigger tip. A 1.5 is kind of ideal, and they seem to prefer the Techniguns. So, yeah, keep that in mind. So, now this one here, you'll be able to see the blend after this first coat because I didn't really work it out. I was trying to keep it really small. And while that's flashing off, what I like to do is kind of wander around, and you might as well criticize everybody else's work. I'd rather pick on my little brother Tyler. My mic cut out somehow there, so let me try that again. I'm in the booth here, picking on my little brother Tyler's paint jobs, which actually came out really good. There's not too much to pick apart there, but I'm definitely the better looking brother. That is a fact, an absolute fact. The front of the fender was a little bit dry at the top, so it's going to need a little bit of a polish, but that's okay, not a huge deal in the world. That looks pretty good. Not too shabby. Let's get back into the booth, my booth, and have a look at what's going on there. So we're on to our second coat, and we're going to apply one coat wet and then a second coat dry, and we're going to try and blend it out as we're going. So I do my offset first and make sure they're all fully covered. The area that you tend to forget, and I guess you can't really see much from this angle here except the hole in my paint suit. It's awesome. I guess I should order another one of those someday soon. So here we go, second coat, and you can see it covers pretty well. And I'm going to try to keep the paint away from the edge there. Ideally, I would have used a wet bed blender on this as my first coat. You're probably all wondering why I didn't. And it's because I ran out and I didn't want to reorder. But I've been talking to a lot of guys that spray this product without using a wet bed blender, and I just kind of wanted to see for myself what kind of limits. I took a kind of a trickier color and I was able to blend it out pretty dry. You can see the overspray probably did in all reality make it to the edge and could potentially change the color. But you can see the yellow tape is still pretty yellow, so I think we're okay. But I think everything's just going to turn out great in the end. I know this because I'm narrating after the fact, so I have a slight advantage there, but nonetheless, let's move on to the clear coating. After this flashes off, of course, which takes about 5 minutes in between coats. It's flashing off really good because I have the makeup unit installed. You can see a video, actually. I don't know if I'm going to post it on YouTube or not, but it'll be on the website anyway, refinishnetwork.com, and you can kind of see my adventures with the paint booth. So some behind the scenes look there. Look at there. I know English good. Okay, so here we have the clear coat going on. It is the Develbis Techna Pro Light with a 1.2 on it. And I'm spraying Limco 4800, I believe. It's one of the quicker clears, and you know, it's a used car, like I said, so you want to use more of the economical line whenever possible. Save on product cost because you know you're not making much money on this job. It's a used car, nature of the business. So first coat goes on nice and wet. There it is. Readjust. And the second coat. Look at that camera angle. This is the nice camera again. So I'm trying to use my better camera because it just looks so much nicer, and I want everybody to feel like they're in the booth spraying it themselves. Is that what you guys feel like? Let me know if that's the feeling that you're getting with this. And I know I've been talking a while about the RM low VOC solvent, and I'm gonna get some very soon. I know I keep saying that, but this time I mean it. I've been hearing a lot of really good things about it, and I think it's going to be pretty cool to check that out. And they also have some pretty cool new products from BASF, some production primers and clears that air dry and you can polish in about 15-20 minutes, which also I'm going to get my hands on. I want to do some more product demos in the new year. So the videos are going to be flying out again at some point in time. But if they're not, then you know, just they're not. They will start coming again. So don't do anything crazy like unsubscribe. Alrighty, so here's what it looks like off the gun. So I have that baking and in the oven for about probably 15-20 minutes, and then I'll cool it down and toss it out. But as you can see, it's looking pretty good. Nothing in the blend area. You can use the paper kind of as a guide to see where my overspray kind of hit. It doesn't look like it made it to the door, and you can see that door is pretty dirty. My prep department did a terrible job again of cleaning it, but the color looks pretty good, so no issues there. So I think that's going to be about it. Let's maybe just get back to the death and destruction one more time. I'm saying no death, just destruction and carnage. I'm not sure. We're waiting to hear what the story is with this one. I don't know if a tree fell on this thing as well, but yeah, we're getting a lot of odd hits. So I'm going to leave on that note anyway. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out our Facebook page. Later.